What up, y'all? This is your boy, Mr. Downtown Ray Melo, and you're listening to the Entertainment Report for Thursday, January 22nd, 2015, delivering some major stories and trends going on in the world of entertainment and beyond. You can follow the show on Facebook or on Twitter, facebook.com/The Entertainment Report with Ray Melo, that's RAYMELO, or on Twitter @The Enter Report. You can listen to the show anytime you want on iHeartRadio. Just search for The Entertainment Report. It'll take you to the page. Broadcasts were interrupted and notions parted as Tom Brady addressed the media over allegations that the New England Patriots used tainted footballs in Sunday's AFC Championship game against the Indianapolis Colts. In fact, all three major cable networks broke away to carry the press conference. Patriots quarterback Brady was vehemently that following initial inspection before an NFL game, he doesn't, quote, want anyone touching those balls after that. I don't want anyone rubbing them, he said. To me, those balls are perfect. Yeah, they are. His commentary alone provided sufficient comic relief, but Twitter users, famous and otherwise, were still inspired to mock the face of Deflategate. Actor Rob Lowe defended Brady sort of on Twitter. He wrote, "Come on, people, do you really think a guy like Tom Brady would have any life experience with or need for deflated balls? Hashtag Giselle." While singer Josh Groban decided to go to the sanctimonious route, he wrote, "The only thing I've ever had deflated in my job is my ego." Jimmy Kimmel sought instead to try to inhabit the mind of Tom Brady. He wrote, quote, "I wish people would stop talking about my balls and instead focus on my beautiful face, Tom Brady." David Letterman is about to find himself in an unfamiliar territory in the CBS late-night landscape, the guest seat. Letterman, who will end his decades-long run as the host of CBS's The Late Show in May, will appear as a guest on The Late Late Show on Tuesday, January 27th. In the interim between former host Craig Ferguson's departure in December and the premiere of his replacement, James Corden, in March, revolving guest hosts are filling in. While Judd Apatow is guest hosting Thursday and Friday, Regis Philbin will man the desk on Monday and Tuesday. Also appearing on Tuesday's episode, Martha Stewart and CBS sportscaster Tracy Wolfson. Comic book threequel X-Men Apocalypse has added Ty Sheridan, Sophie Turner, and Alexander Shipp to its cast, director Bryan Singer announced Thursday on Twitter. Sheridan will play a younger version of Scott Summers, a.k.a. Cyclops. Turner will play the telepath Jean Grey, and Shipp will play Storm, who can control the weather. Jennifer Lawrence, Michael Fassbender, and James McAvoy will all return to their roles as Mystique, Magneto, and Professor X, respectively, while Oscar Isaac will play the film's titular villain, Apocalypse. Apocalypse's real name is En-Sabad-Nur, which translates to the first one, alluding to the fact that he is considered the first human born with the mutant X gene. Given his ancient heritage, he is extremely powerful and considers himself a god. X-Men Apocalypse will also highlight Magneto's romance with Mystique. Sheridan, best known for breakout roles in Terrence Malick's The Tree of Life and Jeff Nichols' Mud, is represented by WME Mosaic. Turner, who plays Sansa Stark on Games of Thrones, now heads into its 5th season and is rep by CAA. Shipp most recently played Aaliyah on Lifetime's biopic of the late singer, and Allsbring talent agent, and Elevated is who she's represented by. Chiwetel Ejiofor is nearly a deal for a key role alongside his 12 Years a Slave co-star Benedict Cumberbatch in Marvel's Doctor Strange. Multiple individuals familiar with the project have told the Wrap. While it isn't clear which role Ejiofor is circling, an individual with knowledge of the project insists it's not the villain, who is believed to be Barton Mordo, and it's most likely the Ancient One. Scott Derrickson is directing from a script by John Spathis, and Marvel's Kevin Feige is producing the movie, which starts production this fall. Ejiofor is already turning down projects that shoot in the fall in order to block off his schedule. Marvel will release Doctor Strange on November 4th, 2016. Ejiofor earned an Oscar nomination for his performance in 12 Years a Slave. He has, quote, Z for Zachariah premiere at Sundance this week and will soon be seen in John Hillcoat's crime drama 999. Ejiofor is currently filming Ridley Scott's The Martian before he sieges to Billy Ray's The Secret in Their Eyes. During her DreamWorks Animation announcement that it will slash its workforce by nearly 20% and its film output by a third underscores a struggling genre and the company's desperation to survive if the merger talks fail. An SEC filing Thursday details DWA's reduction strategy, a plan some analysts say is a risky model that at best will keep the struggling animation team afloat, but is not a long-term solution. Rich Greenfield from media and tech and analysts at BTIG and Angels Investor told the Wrap, it's a company in a dire situation. They're running out of options. They're cutting their film slate, dropping executives. I think they're in a very, very difficult position. Among the changes, DreamWorks Animation plans to cut approximately 500 jobs across the board. The studio currently employs about 2,200 staffers, and the cuts would make up about 18% of the workforce. The studio will also release 2 films per year, down from 3. In a conference call with the media Thursday afternoon, the struggling animation company additionally revealed that top brass, including marketing chief Don Taubin, Vice President Luke Coleman, and COO Mark Zarate, would be exiting. Philip Schumann of financial consulting firm FTI says they have a very risky business model. They don't put out a lot of product. What they do put out has to work. Over the past years, Jeffrey Katzenberg's company has seen How to Train Your Dragon 2 hit $618 million at the worldwide box office. However, Penguins of Madagascar and Mr. Peabody and Sherman failed to meet expectations. The latter forced a $57 million write-down in April, and last year, Turbo and 2013's Rise of the Guardians also sank deeply into the red. Seth Weilenson, a valuation analyst specializing in media and entertainment priorities, said, I think they're suffering from some very antiquated approaches. To reverse the situation, Weilenson believes Katzenberg and DreamWorks Animation's leadership must show that they can evolve with the times. He says, you have some very smart people making the calls there, but there are executives who have had the greatest success in old business models. The question is, can they change their approach to make it work in the new models? DreamWorks Animation struggles are emblematic of the industry's larger challenge with animated fare. While it remains one of the most potent genres in film, a deluge of product in 3D have taken some luster off of the big screen cartoons, analysts say. Peggy Charin, a children's advocate and pioneer in kids programming, has died. She was 86 years old. Charman had suffered from vascular dementia in later years, according to media reports. At the time of her death, she was living in a Dedham, Massachusetts retirement home with her husband Stanley, who is a retired businessman and engineer. One of her most notable achievements was co-founding Action for Children's Television in 1968, a grassroots organization which was dedicated to curbing harmful advertising aimed at children and increasing the amount of educational programming on television. At the pinnacle of its influence, ACT has 20,000 members. In 1990, the FCC enacted the Children's Television Act, which required broadcast stations that offer children's TV programming to also provide core educational programming. Sharon disbanded the organization in 1992, saying ACT had accomplished all of its objectives in helping the CTA get enacted. She also fought passionately to overturn network bans on indecent programming. She said following a 1995 court ruling which upheld the ban on certain broadcast programming, too often we try to protect children by doing it in free speech. Indecency to some people might be sex education, and that's the problem. Sharon received a Peabody Award in 1981 and the Presidential Medal of Freedom in 1995. Nickelodeon said in a statement obtained by the Wrap, she was TV's first true kids advocate and someone who we profoundly respected. She was a pioneer who transformed the TV landscape to serve kids with high-quality programming. Her legacy is one that we will always honor and uphold. She was 86 years old. Pop singer Ariana Grande is set to headline the 64th NBA All-Star Games halftime show, which is presented by JBL. The game and mini concert tip-off on February 15th begins at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on TNT. Last year, Grande became the first woman in history and the first artist since Michael Jackson to simultaneously have 3 songs in the top 6 of Billboard's digital songs chart. Additionally, her platinum-selling album My Everything and her hit single Bang Bang earned Grande her first Grammy nominations. Harmon and JBL will present the NBA All-Star Entertainment Series, which will bring all musical performance to the State Farm-sponsored All-Star Saturday night, as well as the pregame introductions and aforementioned Sunday halftime show. The sin of Joanna Krupa's womanhood is now a matter for the courts to decide. Real Housewives of Miami veteran Krupa has slapped Real Housewives of Beverly Hills star Brandi Glanville with a lawsuit after Glanville allegedly accused Krupa of sleeping with a married man. Oh, and she also claims that she was told that Krupa's private part smelled, the complaint says. The lawsuit filed in the circuit court in Florida on Thursday stems from both a November 2013 appearance that Glanville made on Bravo's Watch What Happens Live and a subsequent December 2014 appearance on the show's YouTube channel. During the Watch What Happens appearance, the lawsuit says Glanville proclaimed that Krupa had slept with Mohammed Hadid, the then husband of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills cast member Yolanda Foster. Glanville went on to say that Hadid told her and Lisa Vanderpump that Krupa's, quote, pussy smelled, according to the complaint. The lawsuit alleges that Glanville went on to again insinuate that Krupa had less than ideal feminine hygiene during the YouTube appearance. While discussing Krupa with host Andy Cohen, the lawsuit claims Glanville asked Cohen if he got food poisoning from eating bad sushi and added that while Krupa is a stunning woman, you can't help the order situation. The accusations leveled at Krupa's vagina are false, according to the lawsuit, which adds that Hadid, Vanderpump, and Foster has denied Glanville's claims. A spokeswoman for Glanville has not yet responded to the rap's request for comment. The lawsuit reads Ms. Krupa has suffered and is suffering damages including but not limited to emotional distress, mental anguish, humiliation, ridicule, hatred, contempt, injury, or impairment to her reputation and standing in the community, and of embarrassment, which damages will continue to be suffered now or in the future. The lawsuit reads, alleging slander per se, and intentional infliction of emotional distress. The lawsuit says that the alleged damages that Krupa had suffered are at, quote, a value greater than $15,000. And finally, New York City-based media companies Gawker, BuzzFeed, and the Daily Beast have received enhanced police security around their buildings in the aftermath of the Charlie Hebdo attacks in Paris. Gawker Chief Operating Officer Scott Kidder wrote in a memo obtained by Jen Romanesco, I want to send a note to let you know that the NYPD has advised us that they're increasing patrols of media companies in light of some of the activities in Europe, and so you may see an increased police presence outside 210 Elizabeth Street. In a memo obtained by the RAP, BuzzFeed's Human Resources Department also advised staffers about efforts to keep them safe. The memo said security is not something we tend to comment on, but like many media companies, the NYPD stopped by our office last week for a routine check-in. We continually work to keep all of you safe, and if there's anything to be worried about, we will communicate that to you. Feel free to reach out if you have any questions. All three outlets published several Charlie Hebdo cartoons, while legacy outlets including the New York Times, CNN, and NBC News chose not to. The Times, CNN, NBC News, and the Huffington Post did not immediately respond to a request regarding security at their respective quarters. And that is your entertainment report for Thursday, January 22nd, 2015. I'm your host, Mr. Downtown Ray Melo. I'll be back tomorrow to wrap the week up, delivering some of the major stories and trends going on in the world of entertainment and beyond. Follow us on Facebook or on Twitter, facebook.com/The Entertainment Report with Ray Melo. That's RAYMELO. Or on Twitter @The Enter Report. You can listen to this episode or any previous episodes of the show on iHeartRadio. Just search for The Entertainment Report and it'll take you to our page. Have a great day, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.